What's up, YouTube? I'm back. Let me do another YouTube video before the camera decides to cut off again. It's an old camera. Give me around late summer, mid-fall to change the camera. We'll try a new filmmaking style. Can't guarantee anything, but we'll try. Alright, this is going to be part 3 in my series. Now, part 3 is where we do the best of the best superheroes, action heroes, and video games, anime, comic books, television, film. This is for both male and female superheroes. I told you I always save the best of the best for part 3. See, here's the thing. Badass superhero characters like Superman, Captain America, Iron Man, if I put them in the first video, I have nothing for the second video. I have no material for the second video. If I put them in the second video, I have no material for the third video. So it makes sense that we take the best superheroes that people like and put them in the third and final video. So you can kind of see why I'm putting them on this list. And this is going to be mixed. This is going to be with male and female superheroes. Part 1 was top 8 superheroes. Part 2 was 12 women of my favorite female superheroes. And I know some people are going to say, well, you didn't mention Storm. Storm's going to be in this third video. Vixen. So before someone say, you didn't mention any female black superhero women, they're going to be in this video. So relax. You know, your favorites are going to pop up right here in this third video. So we had Wolverine and Batman in the first one, because I know some Batman fans and Wolverine fans going to say, hey man, where's Batman? Where's Wolverine? Here is where we're going to mix it up, okay? It's going to get mixed. It's going to be half and half. Half going to be male superheroes, half's going to be female superheroes, just to make the video more entertaining, more fun, more exciting, more breathtaking. You know, I told you when I do my video web documentary series, I always do them in threes. 2 videos, 3 videos. If they're that good, they get 4, 5 videos, 6. It's rare that I do a series that has 7 videos. These are supposed to be fun and entertainment. They're not meant to be taken so serious and over the top. So if your favorite character is not in part 1 and part 2 of the videos, they'll be in part 3. And if for some reason they're not in 3 videos, somewhere in the near future I'll make a part 4. You may never know. It depends how well received these videos are. I thank my fans, I thank my audience, I thank my subscribers. Without you guys, these videos would never be possible. They would never be made or produced. Without the people, these videos would have never been made. So thank you. You know, it's been a while since I said thank you, so I'm going to say thank you. And before the end of the video presentation, if I can get to the end without the camera cutting off, thank you. If the camera cuts off, before I can say thank you to my fans, my audience, my subscribers, I'm going to say it again. Thank you. Sometimes it's good to have someone appreciate your art of filmmaking. It's not the best of the best, it's not the greatest, but it ain't that bad. Now, in time, I will get better and I will prove. You guys go in the comment section and say, well, instead of you doing this style of filmmaking, do this style. We'll take suggestions. We'll take ideas. You have ideas for videos, I'll see if I could produce them and turn them into videos. Can't guarantee every single fan request will get made into a video. Doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, young or old, black or white, as long as it's a subject that hasn't already been made into a video. If I already made a fully fledged 3-part, 4-part, 5-part series, it can't be done again. Unless there's some new information that I overlooked or missed. Most of the time, it has to be new video concepts I never thought of. So, that's that. Now, let's get into this video. Now, I'll come up with a title with it. It could be the top 7 or the top 8. Let's see if we could try to name off at least 10 superheroes to make it fun and exciting. If I crash or burn at 7 or 8, you understand. Let's see if we can get to 10. Alright, let's see. Coming in at number 10, it's going to be... This is an interesting one. Coming in at number 10, it's going to be the Vampire Angel. Now, I like the television show of Angel. I watched all 5 seasons. I like the actor who played the vampire without a soul. Like, what makes his character so different is that you can imagine a vampire without a soul, right? He gets cursed by gypsies, and he becomes this 200-year-old vampire that walks among us with supernatural abilities. And he first was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Buffy's love interest. He'll go figure, the Slayer who takes on vampires in love with a vampire. And it's good. He was on there for 3 seasons, gets his own television show spin off, and I like Angel. I really do. I really like. People ask me who you would choose to be on your team if you created your own version of the Avengers, Angel or Spike. Clearly, I would go with Angel because he's a vampire that's got the most experience, the most knowledge, most information, and the guy knows how to kick ass. The guy knows every style of martial arts, can speak multiple languages, and he's good at adapting. The only thing with Angel is if he tries to fall in love, he gets his soul stripped and he turns back into his old self again. And then you need either Faith or Angel or Willow to stop him. Spike would be the next person. So I would put Spike at number 9. To me, Spike is the bad boy vampire. He is who you go to when you don't have no one else left to go to. Like if all the big name superheroes are gone. Like if there's no Captain America, no Iron Man, no Thor, no Spider-Man, no Hulk, no Goku, no Vegeta, no Dante. I'm talking about all the big name superheroes. Spike is the guy you go to. You give Spike a pack of cigarettes, a badass black leather jacket with some rock music, and he will save the day. He has his moments on both shows, Angel and Buffy the Vampire Slayer. In fact, he became the hero in season 7 of Buffy. And at the start of season 5 of Angel, he kind of pops up in there, and towards the end of season 5 finale of Angel, he's right back into Apocalypse. So he's the next vampire with the most experience, who's a 200-year-old vampire who also knows multiple martial arts fighting styles, speaks multiple languages. What makes him so unique is that the reason why he's at number 9 and Angel's at number 10 is because Spike has something that he uses to his advantage. He has a psychic vampire that was once his girlfriend Drusilla that kind of can see glimpses into the past, present, and future. So it gives Spike the ability to be not one, not two, but 3 or 4 steps ahead of his opponents in combat. And he also took on 2 Slayers, but he also has a weakness, his infinity for Buffy. I'm not going to ruin the story of Spike. If you ain't seen the television show, then you're in for a surprise. Coming in at number 8. This one is going to be Vixen. Now, she's a very underrated African American woman, female superhero in the DC universe. For years and years, they had her in comic books, graphic novels, video games, the animated cartoon series of the Justice League Unlimited. And for years, I always wondered if they brought this character to television and film, who could play the Vixen? And finally, after almost 20 plus years, when they finally decided to make Arrow and Flash into television shows, they put her on season 4 of Arrow. Which, okay, it's not too bad, but I feel like her character was not only underappreciated and undervalued, I feel like the actress who played that character should have got more respect and credit because she pulled it off. For a girl in her late 20s, early 30s, she made it work. Normally they go with younger actresses, but I was amazed that they went with a girl in her late 20s, early 30s. She got in athletic shape, and she actually pulled it off. She had the look. Her timing was perfect, and that's what made me watch season 4. To me, that was like one of the best moments, the best parts of season 4 of Arrow. I felt like the show, that season would have done much better had they explored more of her powers. Not only that she has the power to channel magic with mythical animals, she has the ability to shapeshift into animals, and I felt that was one thing that was not explored on the show. They did do it in season 1, season 2, and season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow, where there's like 4 different actresses who have played her character. But again, they still didn't go in the full depth with her powers. Hopefully, if they did a Wonder Woman 3, because Cheetah's part 2, right? So it makes sense that if Wonder Woman's fighting the cheetah, who can shapeshift into an animal, why can't you somewhere in that movie introduce a movie version of Vixen played by an African American actress? And that could probably set up, her getting her own movie. Another thing I think they need to do with her character to flush her character out is separate her from, Legends of Tomorrow and actually have her in Birds of Prey. Because to me, there's so much with her character. Like when she says, "Don't you dare tell Barry about this," we ain't never seen her character ever pop up on The Flash, which is a missed opportunity. Like you reference The Flash in season 4 of Arrow, but that makes me wonder, when did the Flash meet the Vixen? It didn't happen in season 1. It never happened in season 2, so it had to happen somewhere doing Flashpoint when he decided to cross back in time and team up with Supergirl. It had to happen somewhere around that time. And to me, they should have had an episode in there to explain how does the Flash meet Vixen, for Vixen to tell Arrow in season 4, "Don't you tell Barry about this." Like how? How did this happen? We never see her in none of the seasons of Flash. And to me, they could have done more with her character. Like really, like come on. Coming in at number 7 is going to be another character who I feel like you could do so much more with. Coming in at number 7 is going to be, I know some people have talked about it, but I've never touched on the character. That's Gambit. It would be nice if Gambit really, really got introduced. Now, they said they're going to have him have his own show on Disney Plus, and he might appear in future X-Men films, but I feel like there's so much promise with this character. Like, to me, Gambit could be like Klaus from the originals, because there's similarities with these characters, which on my video podcast, I'm probably going to tease Gambit versus Klaus. Just so you know. Some people might say, "Oh man, you should do that on your YouTube channel." I might make a separated YouTube channel for versus battles where you see my face and I break down their powers and their abilities, but those would be long and drawn out young YouTube videos. And those are time consuming, so we'll figure something out with that. But I like Gambit. The idea that you could charge up kinetic energy to use cards to blow stuff up. And in the way his eyes glow, the badass jacket, the crossbar, the accent that he has, the charm, the ability to charm people even in difficult situations. That's a badass superpower. And I like the fact that he showed up in X-Men Origins of Wolverine. So it's drawn interest. And I felt that when they rebooted some of these X-Men films, he should have at least, been in X-Men 3, or at least an X-Men First Class, something to let you know of his existence. Like if you can go back to Wolverine from Origins of Wolverine, you could have included a cameo of Gambit. He could have been one of the mutants that could have got recruited, but turned down Charles Xavier and Magneto. So yeah, coming in at number 6 on this list is Jean Grey the Phoenix. Now, some people might say, why are you putting the Phoenix at number 6 when she's the most powerfulest person in the universe? Well, if you're talking about X-Men, yes, but if you're talking about in the entire Marvel universe, there's other people for her to contend with. Why I like the Phoenix? Because of her badass powers. But what I find about her character is that's just like a woman with red hair. She got red hair, I find her physically, sexually attractive. That's why I like the Phoenix. The red hair, she's hot, she's good looking. And some people might say, which version of Jean Grey you like? The older version or the younger version? You already know me, I'm going with the younger version of Jean Grey with the second trilogy of 4 X-Men films. Yeah, I know people are going to say, but those X-Men films weren't that good, Alex. They weren't that good. I'll be honest with you. The second trilogy, they're not as good as the first trilogy, but I like the actress from Game of Thrones, because to me, she really, really played Jean Grey in the way you want. The nightmares, the ability with her telekinesis. telekinesis, psychic power, the way she could fly, levitate, read people's minds, the way that she could turn your own powers against you. You know, and like I said, you don't want to piss this woman off at lunch or dinner, so that's why she's at number 6. Coming in at number 5 on here. Number 5. I think it's safe to say that this person earned this spot at number 5. Number 5, if I had to put a superhero on here, it's James Bond. Now, people might say, what? Why is James Bond at number 5? He's human, okay? Without the cars, without the weapons, and without his charming good looks, he would be at a much lower number. He's at number 5 because he's human. His superpowers is his cars, his money, his charm, and his ability to be a U.S. spy. Every kid, every man who grew up watching James Bond always fantasized what it would be like to be the guy who gets all the hot chicks. Think about it. When you were in high school, college, you thought about being James Bond at least once or twice. If you couldn't be no other badass superhero, James Bond would be high on your list. So that's why he's at number 5. Coming in at number 4 on this list. At number 4 is Storm. Now, I'm a little torn between the two different versions of Storm because Halle Berry played her in 4 movies, and she did good when it comes to exploiting the character's powers and abilities, but then they had a second actress, Alexandra Shipp, who played her in X-Men Apocalypse. She got to play her at least 2 or 3 movies, and a lot of people are going to say which version of Storm you're going to go with. Again, I'm going to go with the younger version because there's the badass mohawk, 1980s throwback style, and of course the 1990s X-Men cartoon where they're in a future timeline and there's a romantic romance with Wolverine. That Storm was badass. So that's why that version gets number 3. Coming in at number 2, without a shadow of a doubt, it's going to be Superman. The Christopher Reeves version of Superman, highly regarded and respectful. Why? Because as a little kid, I used to always put on a red towel and pretend I could jump out of a window and fly like Superman. You can't tell me as a kid you always thought about being Superman. I mean, seriously, it was either Superman or Batman. Some people might say, how come you ain't mentioned Captain America? So Superman and Captain America, unfortunately, are going to be tied at number 2, because who does not like having a shield that when you throw it, it comes back to you? And then to be a super soldier like Superman and Captain America are going to be tied at number 2. I know some nerds and video game heads going to say BS, but they're tied at number 2. Just leaving us with one superhero who comes in at number 1. Tony Stark, Iron Man. Why is he my most absolute favorite superhero? It is primarily because he is the best of the best. The idea that you can be intellectually intelligent, articulate, create advanced technology, and then fight every single supervillain and always have an answer is what every man expects to have. And then give yourself enhanced physical superhuman abilities, and then become the leader of the Avengers, the new Avengers. And for Robert Downey Jr. to play this character for 2 decades, or should I say a decade and a half, it's impressive. He and Hugh Jackman are the only actors to play one character for that long of a duration. Now, even though I put him at number 1, he is going to share the title of number 1 with Peter Parker's Spider-Man, because I also like Spider-Man. Why? Because the idea that you can get bit by a radioactive spider, and then you have spider sense to alert you of anything, and then of course there's the superhuman strength, your quickness, your agile, powerful immune system, and I think Robert Downey Jr. would not mind if I have Iron Man and Spider-Man both tied at number 1. And I don't think anyone's going to be upset with Captain America and Superman being tied at number 2. So we're probably going to call this the 12 superheroes, man and woman. I did mention Jean Grey, I did mention the Vixen and I did mention Storm. So I did mention at least some females on this list. So this was a good video. Until next time, because it's raining. Next time, peace.